Amidst the vast, unforgiving Pacific Ocean, a mystery unfolded on July 2, 1937. Meet Amelia Earhart, a name that echoes through the annals of history, a beacon of female empowerment and a testament to the indomitable human spirit. She was a woman of many firsts, the first female aviator to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, a pioneering figure who defied the gender norms of her time, and the author of best-selling books about her flying experiences. But Earhart's story is one that is as much about mystery as it is about achievement. In 1937, she embarked on what was to be her most ambitious flight yet, a circumnavigation of the globe. A journey that would cover 29,000 miles, crossing the equator. It was a feat never before attempted by a woman. This was more than a flight. It was a statement, a testament of her courage and determination. The world watched, captivated by the audacity of her endeavor. Newspapers eagerly reported each stop, every successful landing, and the jubilant crowds that greeted her. It was a spectacle that captured the imagination of millions, a woman alone in her plane, challenging the elements, and proving that the sky was no longer the limit. Then came the fateful day of July 2nd. Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, took off from Lae, New Guinea, their next stop, Howland Island, a tiny speck of land in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But they never arrived. The last radio transmissions, the frantic calls for help, and then silence. The world was stunned. The woman who had flown so high, who had broken so many barriers, was missing. She had vanished, swallowed by the vastness of the Pacific Ocean. The initial shock turned into a global concern, an incomprehensible reality that one of the greatest aviators of all times was lost. The world held its breath as the largest sea search in history commenced. Born to a world where women were expected to be homemakers, Amelia Earhart dared to challenge the status quo. Born in Kansas in 1897, Amelia was a tomboy from a young age, with an insatiable curiosity and a taste for adventure. It was this spirit that led her to her first air show in Toronto in 1918, where she felt an immediate and deep connection to the world of aviation. Amelia's fascination with flight was not a fleeting whim. It was a passion that consumed her. She saved up for flying lessons, working an assortment of jobs to earn the money. In 1921, she took her first flight lesson in a little yellow biplane she affectionately named the Canary. It was a defining moment in her life, a moment where her adventurous spirit found its true calling. Amelia's achievements in aviation were nothing short of groundbreaking. In 1932, she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, a feat that earned her international fame. But Amelia didn't just use her fame for personal glory, she used it to advocate for women in aviation, breaking down barriers and challenging societal norms. She was a founding member of the 99s, an international organization for female pilots, and she worked tirelessly to open doors for women in a field that was overwhelmingly male-dominated. But her role as a trailblazer didn't stop there. Amelia was a role model for women everywhere, proving that they could achieve anything they set their minds to. She was a symbol of the adventurous spirit, of the relentless pursuit of dreams, no matter the obstacles. She once said, "The most effective way to do it is to do it." And she lived by those words, always pushing herself to go further, to fly higher. Her daring spirit and relentless determination set the stage for her final fateful journey. Her last adventure was to be the most ambitious, a flight around the world. So began Amelia Earhart's planning for her greatest journey. Her choice of aircraft was the Lockheed Electra, a twin-engine plane designed for long-distance flights. The Electra, robust and reliable, was an embodiment of Earhart's unwavering spirit. She would be the first woman to circumnavigate the globe, a feat only accomplished by a handful of aviators. Yet the preparation for this flight was no small task. It required meticulous planning, from fuel calculations to weather predictions. Amelia and her navigator, Fred Noonan, pored over maps and charts, plotting a course that would take them over 22,000 miles across continents and oceans. Amelia was no stranger to the skies, but this flight was a challenge even for her. The crux of the journey was the Pacific leg. No easy feat, it was an expanse of water larger than all the land masses on Earth combined. The Pacific Ocean is unpredictable, with its ever-changing weather conditions and vast, unending horizon. It was a challenge that Amelia was willing to meet head-on, a testament to her adventurous spirit. The day finally came. On June 29, 1937, Amelia Earhart, with her co-pilot Fred Noonan, took off from Lae, Papua New Guinea. It was a sunny day, and the Electra, loaded with enough fuel to cover the next 2,500 miles, climbed into the sky. The duo was heading towards Howland Island, a tiny piece of land amidst the vast Pacific. Amelia's voice, transmitted over the radio, was filled with optimism. She was in high spirits, ready to conquer the world, 1 mile at a time. But as the Lockheed Electra disappeared into the horizon, the world watched with bated breath. As she took off from Lae, Papua New Guinea, little did the world know it was the last time they would see Amelia Earhart. Her final flight, filled with hope and courage, would soon become one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. When the radio signals faded into silence, a desperate search was set in motion. As Amelia Earhart and her navigator Fred Noonan lost contact with the world, an unprecedented rescue operation was launched. The United States, not willing to abandon their pioneering aviatrix, initiated an immediate search. With the last known location being near Howland Island in the Pacific, the search spanned over 250,000 square miles of ocean. The U.S. Coast Guard and Navy joined forces, deploying ships and aircraft in a race against time. The cutter Itasca, which had been providing radio assistance to Earhart, was the first to venture into the vast expanse of water. However, the Pacific Ocean's sheer size, combined with the lack of precise coordinates, made the task daunting. The weather and the ocean's depth further compounded the difficulties. Despite these challenges, the search teams remained undeterred, fueled by hope and determination. In the days that followed, other countries also joined the search. Ships from Japan and Britain scoured the Pacific, while local islanders kept their eyes peeled for any signs of the missing aviators. Yet, the vastness of the Pacific Ocean was a formidable adversary. Each day that passed without any discovery diminished the chances of finding Earhart and Noonan alive. The search was not limited to the sea. Land areas, including the Phoenix Islands, Gilbert Islands, and even the Marshall Islands under Japanese control, were investigated. Yet, all efforts proved fruitless. The lack of substantial evidence, no debris, no distress signals, only deepened the mystery surrounding Earhart's disappearance. After 2 weeks, the official search was called off. The United States had spent an estimated $4 million on the operation, making it the most extensive and expensive sea search in history. Yet despite this enormous effort, no trace of Earhart or her plane was found. The world was left to wonder, what had happened to Amelia Earhart? Despite the most extensive and expensive sea search in history, no trace of Earhart or her plane was found. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart has fueled countless theories and speculations. Let's delve into some of the most popular ones. First up is the crash and sink theory. Some believe that Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, ran out of fuel and plunged into the vast Pacific Ocean. The plane, a Lockheed Electra, was not designed for water landing and would have quickly sunk, leaving little trace. This theory is supported by the fact that extensive search efforts found no evidence of Earhart, Noonan, or their plane on any nearby islands. Next, we have the Gardner Island theory. This suggests that Earhart and Noonan made an emergency landing on Gardner Island, now known as Nikumaroro, a remote coral atoll in the Phoenix Islands. They supposedly survived as castaways, but eventually succumbed to the harsh conditions. Some evidence, including a photograph of what appears to be a plane's landing gear and artifacts from a 1930s-era campsite, have been found on the island, lending some credence to this theory. Lastly, there's the spy theory. It's speculated that Earhart was a U.S. government spy sent to gather information on the Japanese in the Pacific. According to this theory, Earhart was captured by the Japanese and either executed or forced to live out her days in Japan under a new identity. The U.S. government, aware of her fate, supposedly covered it up to avoid a diplomatic incident. This theory, however, lacks solid evidence and is largely considered a conspiracy theory. The truth of Earhart's fate remains shrouded in mystery. It's a puzzle that continues to captivate us, urging us to piece together the clues left behind. Each theory presents its own intriguing possibilities, and until definitive proof is found, we can only speculate. While the mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance remains unsolved, her legacy continues to inspire and captivate. Amelia Earhart was more than a pilot. She was a beacon of hope and determination. She revolutionized aviation, breaking barriers not only in the sky but on the ground, championing for women's rights. Her courage and adventurous spirit continue to inspire millions today, encouraging us to push boundaries and challenge the status quo. In the face of the unknown, Amelia Earhart dared to explore. and in doing so, she forever etched her name in the annals of history.